Literally the rest of this topic is this. Slight modifications to it, but you are just going to be doing the Hungarian algorithm for the rest of your time here. So how do we divide up your discrete models topic? Doing the little networks, critical path method, and Hungarian algorithm. So what you just did is you tried to find an optimal assignment by just looking at it. And you can see it was pretty hard to get the final answer because you've got no way to check. You didn't apply any steps, you were just looking at it. The Hungarian algorithm is a way to find the minimum. So doing these steps finds the minimum assignment, so it finds the lowest total allocation. So it would find the fastest team in our situation. Okay? So, please, can you get those 5 steps down? In each row, you subtract the minimum value in that row from all the numbers or the elements in that row. In each column, you subtract the minimum value. Zeros included. Step 3 is the one that you're going to worry about because it doesn't make any sense right now. That's fine. I'll show you. You're going to cover with lines. You're literally doing noughts and crosses in step 3, covering zeros with lines. As part of step 3, check if the number of lines you drew is equal to the number of the rows. You skip straight to step 5. If it's not equal, you do step 4. You once again do some subtractions or additions. And step 5, you find a pattern of zeros. Get those steps down. This is a big one. And unfortunately, you have no cheat sheet for your test coming up. You have to remember that. You can have a cheat sheet for your exam, just not for the test. So have this time. Because it's such a big rule, can you audibly drop your pen when you finish writing so I can get a gauge of when people have done? I'm sorry, Sorry, that's the whole thing. I missed. You want a minute now, but when you get practice at it and you get better at it, it's kind of fun to do this. Feel like noughts and crosses. Or what's the minesweeper on paper? Feels like that. What other subjects you use? What other subjects you use? So I'm going to use him. Not this fashion. Focus on that. You can listen to my Year 12 General Maths exam playlist. The 2017 one, I'm all like excited. And then by the 2020 one was a little slow. Because I did them all in once, which that was a bad choice. I needed to get it. You got that already, bro? You got that already? I don't remember. Oh, you just cite it clean. idea. I need to look that up. Probably some Hungarian guy came up with the idea. He should have named it after himself. Maybe he was patriotic. Synchronized rubbish thrown.
Probably better than breakdancing.
Can you breakdance?
What?
Yeah, do it around there. I mean, show us this.
Show us this space. Sorry, I just need to check my security. I'm getting robbed right now. Call me. Call me.
But he thinks that's like also generates like I'm sure what it is. I don't know. So I wanted to have a photo of your car, just show that it's like, oh, this car is integrated into this, so it should be fun. Big piece of shit.
Oh. In just a few more minutes, I need to make sure that you have this in full. What you're going to find is your textbook doesn't have many of these questions, so if you want like extra practice, I can give you separate PDFs for it. Zilisha has 6 of these. See on YouTube. Just chill if you know.
You need the thing in the box.
Yep. Subway. Eat fresh. You know, the tuna at Subway is mostly tofu or soy product. When that Subway first opened, I bought something on the first day. I got sick. I knew there was something dodgy because I didn't have the inside paper. I'm like, oh. But I'm hungry. I'm just going to go for it. Why are you always thinking about food?
I'm not.
As long as you're just thinking about it.
I'm just currently.
Don't, yeah, okay.
Instead of maths.
All right, let's do the example. We're going to find that team of swimmers using the proper way. So not by inspection. This is the same matrix from before, right? So the first step was in each row, subtract the minimum value from all the elements. So what I like to do, circle the minimum. So in the top row here, what is the smallest value?
52.
Good. So you're going to say that you're going to subtract 52. If you want to circle it, that's fine. What's the smallest number in the second row?
49.
So you're working out could be that. Third row, smallest number.
51.
Take 51, circle. And last row,
48.
48. So you're subtracting 48. So draw another matrix where you have done that. 56, take 52. 59, take 52. 52, take 52. 53, take 52. We're going to do this in full because this is what you're going to do. 62, take 49. This is a tough one. The way that I think about it is I suck at subtraction. So I add instead. What's 49? Add 10, 59. I'm up to 59. How many more would I add to 59 to get 62? 3, so it would be 13. You won't have a calculator for this. If you stuff up your mental arithmetic, you will never get the answer. So I've given you a strategy there. I suck at subtraction, and I'm an Asian, and I still stuck at subtraction, okay? So what do? I add instead. 67, take 49. This is a big one. So 49 plus 10, 59. 59 plus what to get 67? 8? 18. If you're good at subtraction, yeah, awesome. 59 take 49, 10. 49 take 49 is 0. 55 take 51. 64 take 51. 58 take 51. 51, 51. So if you're doing it properly, there should be 1 0 in all of these rows. 58 take 48. 60, 48. No? A little more than that. Say it out louder. 12. 54, take 48.
6.
Take your time. You will not get, you can't optimize this if you stuff up the subtraction or addition and you don't have a calculator. 48, take 48 is 0. So we've just done step 1. Step 2, in each column, subtract the minimum. So we went line, 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 line. We did the rows. Step 2 is the columns. So smallest number, subtract. What's the smallest number in column 1? 4. Take 4, circle. Smallest number in column 2? 7, subtract. Smallest number, including zeros, in column 3? Take nothing. Smallest number in column 4, including zeros? So your step 2 matrix will be 4 take 4, 0. 13 take 4. 4 take 4. 10 take 4. 7 take 7. 18 take 7. 13 take 7. 12 take 7. 0 takes... Because I'm taking 0 from column 3, will the numbers change? So speed run that. 0, 10, 7, 6. Because I'm taking 0 from column 4, can I speed run that? 1, 0, 0, 0. This is the noughts and crosses thing now. So this is step 2 and 3 here. So what did I say in step 3? using horizontal and vertical lines, cover the zeros in the matrix with the smallest number of lines possible. The best approach is to cover the max number of zeros each time you draw a line. So if I look at this matrix here, what is the most zeros I can cover with a horizontal or vertical line in one step? 3. You've got 2 choices here. Do you agree? It doesn't matter as long as you're hitting as many as possible. So I always look horizontally first. Is that the most I could do? You told me 3. Oh, good. What's the next most? Still 3? Vertically on the right-hand side. What's the most zeros I can hit with one more? I like to imagine like I'm a samurai and I'm slicing things. 2. Even though I've already covered that, I can still hit it like that. Okay? So, 2. How many lines did I just draw? 3 lines. See how I said it was like noughts and crosses? So you've just tried to do step 3. And part of step 3 is check if the number of lines is equal to the number of rows. If it is, question? You could have done it horizontally as well. It doesn't matter. But if you've been doing it the right way, if you've been maxing it out, so she's saying that I could go across there. Would that still be 3 lines? Yeah. So you'd still be going to step 4 anyway, okay? So check the number of lines as the number of rows. If it is, you skip to step 5. If not, go to step 4. I drew 3 lines. How many rows are there? 4. So because they're not equal, they're not matching, I have to do step 4, which is if the number of lines I drew was less than the number of rows, which it is, 3 versus 4, find the smallest uncovered number of the matrix, that not covered with a line, subtract it from all the uncovered numbers, add it to double covered numbers, so numbers that you've crossed twice, and you leave the single covered alone. And then you repeat step 3 again. So here, what is the smallest uncovered number in this matrix? 5. So I'm going to circle that. And I'm going to do a new matrix here. What am I doing to double covered numbers with the 5? Adding or subtracting? I'm adding it to 0. So what's 0 plus 5? 5. What am I doing with single covered numbers? Nothing. You leave it alone. So that 0 is single covered. 0. Is this 0 single covered? Leave it alone. Is that 1 in the top right double covered? So I add the 5. 6. Is 9 single covered? Leave it. 11 is uncovered. What do I do when it's uncovered? Subtract 5 from it. So 11 take 5, I believe, is 6, is it? 10 take 5? What do I do with that 0 on the right, on row 2? Leave it alone. First 0 in row 3, leave it, take, add. Leave it. 6 take 5? 1. 7 take 5? Leave that 0 alone. Leave the 6 alone. What's 5 take 5? 6 take 5. Leave the 0 alone. What do we do now? We try step 3 again. That's the noughts and crosses bit. So, what's the most zeros I can cover in this new matrix in one hit? Like a vertical swipe. What's the next most that I can cover? 2. There's multiple ways to do it here. As long as you're hitting as many as possible. So I like horizontal. What's the next most that I can hit? No? Because we're still considering like 2. I can go across here. What's the next most? 2 vertical. How many lines did that take? 4 lines. So now we can do step 5, which was find a pattern of zeros in the matrix so that each row and column only has 1 0 in it. What is my best way of checking? Because I'd never done this maths before. So I was like, what the hell is this? I needed to make rules. What's the best way? My best approach was, think about this. Is it alone in its row? Is it alone in its column? If yes, you circle it. If not, you move on. So, that's not a 0. Is this a 0? Is it alone in its row? Is it alone in its column? Leave it alone for now. Is this 0 alone in its row? But is it alone in its column? Yes, circle it. See, I'm going systematically through the zeros. Is that a 0? No. 0, no, 0. Is this a 0? Is it alone in its row? Circle it. 0, alone in its row or alone in its column? Alone in its column, circle it. This one, this is the least alone 0. He's a very popular character. Alone in its row, no. Alone in its column, no. Leave it alone. Oh, that wasn't intended. I got you. This one, what you're finding now is there's too many to choose from. But have we assigned anything to this column and this row? So the last one is always the final one remaining. So this one is the only one that can be selected. And what was that point in the box of my steps? If I apply that pattern to the original, this isn't the OG matrix anymore. The OG matrix, we did subtractions. But if I apply that pattern, 55, 60, there's should have used different colors, my bad. I'll apply the pattern in red, 55, 60, 52, 49. That should be the answer that our student provided. And you don't need to question it. Okay? So the optimal allocation of strokes will be A is doing butterfly, B is doing freestyle, C is doing backstroke, and D is doing, what was the second one? Breaststroke. Please get that example down. That is the rest of your topic, okay? You'll see when we do the lesson tomorrow and the